If you've been paying attention, then you know that Def Noodles has managed to get a lot of backlash from everybody and their mum. And if you haven't been paying attention, then you probably have a lot more peace in your life than I do. With all the controversy going around about him at the moment, I actually did get to speak to Def Noodles, and to be honest with you, I was a little bit disappointed with how the conversation went. Now, some of you may be a little bit confused as to what I'm talking about, so for those of you that are, let me just backtrack a little bit and give you a quick recap of what's been going on, like very brief. I'm not going to give you the full timeline of events today, I will do it in another video, but for now, what you need to know is that Def Noodles is a YouTuber. You probably know that. He does commentary news kind of videos, like drama stuff, YouTube drama news. And Papa Gut is also another YouTuber. Now, they've had some beef for a while now, and I honestly hate saying that people have had beef, because it's not really a phrase that we would use in Ireland at all. And to the point where, you know that song, the Tell Your Boyfriend If He's Got Beef That I'm a Vegetarian? I didn't get it. Like, I thought, cool line, but like, what's the beef bit in reference to? I don't know, I thought it had something to do with being manly. I didn't get it. But yeah, Papa Gut and Def Noodles have had beef for a while now. And recently, this has led to Def Noodles saying that Papa Gut looks like a P3DO, tweeting stuff about that and tweeting pictures of a free candy van saying that that's Papa Gut's van. And also saying that he was going to be selling t-shirts with a picture of Papa Gut crying on it, which even before I knew the context of this picture, I kind of just thought that's a bit of a thing to do. Like, why are you gonna sell t-shirts with a picture of somebody else crying on it? Like, that's kind of weird. But as it turns out, there is more context to this picture. This was actually a picture of Papa Gut crying when he was retelling the story of his wife telling him about her very traumatic experience that she had, that I won't go into now. But it was R-word essentially, so this just made the whole thing even worse. So a lot of people are not particularly happy about this. They're saying that Def Noodles has taken things too far, he's just being a bully essentially, and that the things that he's doing are not okay. And personally, I would have to agree, but you know, as I always say, that's just my opinion. Now, a little bit of extra context here that I was missing as well, because I never realized this, even though I've been following Def Noodles on Twitter for a while. Don't particularly watch his videos, but I do follow him on Twitter just as like a way to keep up quickly with like news and stuff. Apparently, he considers himself a comedian, and I never realized that his new stuff was meant to be comedy, or satire is meant to be satire. I didn't get that, because it doesn't seem particularly funny. Like, not in a me trying to insult him kind of way and saying he's a bad comedian. I'm sure he's funny when he wants to be funny. However, I just don't see how tweeting about like news that will definitely change your life. Logan Paul swore in front of children. Like, where's the comedy? Where's the funny bit? Where's the jokes? Where are the jokes? Like, statements are not really jokes. And I get that satire is supposed to be funny. However, I don't see the satirical nature of what Def Noodles is doing. That's just me. As you all know, I'm not funny, so so what do I know really? But he seems to consider himself a comedian, so under that guise, he says that everything that he's doing is okay because it's jokes and it's comedy, or something of that nature. Are we all caught up with what's going on? Because that's about the briefest recap that I can give you, not going into every single detail, for you to understand what happens next. So, like I said, everybody has been mad at Def Noodles. And actually, before I continue, because I forgot to say it completely and utterly, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Would really appreciate that. And also, please, just if you think you're subscribed, double check, because YouTube likes to unsubscribe people from my channel and other people's channels. Don't know why, it just does that. And every time I ask people to check, I get like 5 comments going like, oh my god, I've been unsubscribed. YouTube, what are you doing? Anyway, thank you, let's move on. So yeah, everybody was mad, especially on Twitter, because Twitter is just madness and anger and anguish, and it's just like, I don't know what it is about Twitter. I want somebody to study it and figure out why everybody is so I don't get it. But he decided to host a Twitter space, which is just like a Discord chat. I don't know how to explain it. There's probably a better way to explain it, but it's essentially just like a chat thing where there's a couple of speakers. The person who makes the space can choose the speakers, and then there's like an unlimited amount of listeners. So he did one of those. Obviously, he was a speaker. And there was a couple of other speakers coming in and out. There was a lot of people in there watching and speaking. Like there was a load of tea channels. There was other big YouTubers. There was Keemstar, which if you know, there is a lawsuit going on between Keemstar and Def Noodles. So that was like a big thing. And a couple of people in the commentary sphere. Just a lot of people in general. Even like big YouTubers that have nothing to do with commentary. Like Jessie Smiles was there and Emily Artful was there at some point. So it's just a lot of people there. I was also there. Hi, hello. I missed the first half because I saw it pop up and I was like, I don't want to watch that. And then halfway through I decided to watch it. It was 6 hours long. 6 hours long. I do know people actually just like live stream for that long, and I've live streamed for that long, so it's not that big of a deal. However, it was 6 hours long and it didn't finish till 5 in the morning my time. 5 in the morning. I was so tired and I was supposed to get up in like an hour to get ready and go to the gym and go live my life and do my day, and then none of it happened because I was too tired from listening to Def Noodles speak. But at some point I did get to speak to him and I had some questions to ask because people were getting picked as speakers and were asking questions, and I just wanted to know how he felt about all this. Like just to straight out tell me and tell everybody, does he think he's done anything wrong? Does he think he's taken his jokes too far in relation to this stuff with Papa Gut, or does he not? It's a pretty simple question, and I didn't load it in any way to be like, you've done terrible things, admit you've done something wrong. I just wanted to know. And his response was, like I said, disappointing. So here it is. Right, come here then. Let me ask you. So, to be honest with you, this whole thing has just gotten so convoluted, and you're basically, like, not to be rude, but just genuinely, you're kind of talking yourself into circles here with semantics of like, this is what I meant, and this is my intention, and well, I'm a comedian, and this is that. So just like, yes or no, do you actually think that you have done anything at all wrong? Either way, like, just what do you think?
I mean, that's like a huge, broad statement. Do I think I've done anything wrong? Like
in this situation?
In this situation, I've outlined my intentions. I was joking. I mean, if jokes hurt people's feelings, then that's what it is. If he wants to reach out to me via DMs, I have already said, he wants to come on here, we can have a conversation and talk this out. Like I just had Kat on. She just explained what she was thinking. Keemstar was on earlier. I'm not opposed to conversation. I'm clearly here. I've been on here for hours at this point. So anybody can join, they can talk. That's that. That's what it is right here, right now. This is what we're doing. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's grand. Like, obviously, you're having people on, you're talking to them, and like maybe your opinion will change. But I mean, in this current moment, is your opinion that in this situation you've done anything wrong? And if it's not, then you don't think you did.
Making a pretty broad and blanket statement. Have you done anything? What's the wrong thing?
Like, do you think you've gone too far with your jokes in this specific situation with Papa Gut? Do you think you took it too far?
All the time. I mean, I've done shows where I tell a joke, people are laughing. Another minute, I tell another joke, and they don't laugh. Then maybe I went too far. I mean, there was one time I was getting heckled, and usually people are on your side when you get heckled, and they were. I started cracking jokes with this guy who was heckling me because he started talking about his wife and stuff, and I thought it was weird. So I cracked jokes, and then it got to a point where I said they were going to get divorced, and everybody was like, oh, you know. So I guess to a point, you crack enough jokes, you're going to cross the line. It's just what it is, you know?
I get that, but it just feels like in every way you're just kind of trying to talk around it. And like, honestly, if you don't think you've stepped over the line or whatever, that's fine if you don't think that you have. But it feels like, I don't know, you're just trying to avoid saying that, or you're trying to avoid saying one way or the other just to like wait and see what happens. And
so how, this is something you've repeated. You said that you think I'm talking around it. So how can we get to the core of the issue?
Well, mainly if I'm talking about this one specific question, do you think you took it too far? You start talking about intention and comedy and this and that. Like, it's a very simple question. Do you think you took it too far, or do you not think you took it too far? Like, let's take, for example, the t-shirts. Do you think the t-shirts were too far? Because I personally do.
here's the thing. That's it. That's your interpretation of it. I may ask someone else, and they may think that I didn't take it far enough. My job isn't to judge how far I go. It's to go. Other people say, you've gone too far. That's how it works in my business. That's how it works. That's how it works with comedy. That's, it's reactions. So you think I went too far. We may ask somebody else. They may think, dude, you didn't go far enough. So the line isn't for me to decide. From what I decide is, do I go to it? How far do I go? Where does it end?
I don't know why he had such a hard time answering this question. Like, I don't know what he thought was going to happen if he gave a clear answer. Like, it was such a politician's answer. And like, I was joking, like, I think I'll put up the tweets if I can. I said, like, can you please answer this yes or no question? Def Noodles, lorem ipsum, blah, 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 blah. And somebody else did the same thing, but with to be or not to be, that is the question. And honestly, like, I even started off the question saying, you're going around in circles here, because he was for a lot of people's questions, not just mine. You're going around in circles, not answering stuff, saying, oh, well, it's comedy and this and that, but you're not being very clear and direct. Like, do you think you've done something wrong? Or do you not think you've done anything wrong? Either way, what's your answer? And he just wouldn't answer it. And then Stephen in that also, like, afterwards kind of tried to make it sound like I was saying, you've done terrible things, admit it. Which obviously from what you could hear was not what I was saying. Now I don't know if he was purposefully trying to misconstrue it or frame it in that way, or if he genuinely just misunderstood. I don't know either way, but I'll let you listen to that bit as well. And yeah, somebody actually did say, no, Vangelina didn't say that. So did I.
Man, this has been great. This has been fun. It feels like the conversation, it keeps going back to just people losing the context of what happened and you acquiescing to you doing wrong. And I think that's fucking really ill that people are taking it in that direction. Don't acquiesce to shit.
You think
you're gonna make a husband, Steven.
You think I acquiesce, Steven?
No, I think they're trying to get you to, and I'm telling you, keep doing, man. Like, I don't care, bro. We gonna keep running this. Like,
dude, we all up though, and the point is that when you up, you gotta admit up. Like,
yeah, but that goes with the people that are involved. Like, we invited Papa Gut into the chat. There's all the Papa Gut apologists in here trying to get Dennis to acquiesce. He said he will talk to Papa Gut. Okay, it's over. It's done. The conversation should be done. Wait till they talk.
It happened on the internet, though. We all have thoughts.
Like, I find it funny that his fans are like legit harassing me now and calling me Dennis Ryder.
Right. That's crazy. I got his fans hitting me up. I've never heard of the dude, and it's like everyone in the room is okay, Dennis, we get you. You're being funny. You're being a comedian, but would you just admit that you crossed the line? Well, would you? Well, no, like he said, he jumped on the bomb.
Vangelina asked if you feel you did mess up or you didn't. She just wanted to know. She didn't make him, like, that wasn't a forced question. That's
honestly, they're both annoying me. Like, I don't have any not impartial. I don't have any kind of views either way. I just want to know what they both think about the situation. Like, I don't have any favorites here. I'd never heard of Papa Gut before in my life, and Def Noodles I've watched about like 3 videos, so that's about it. I just want to know, like, if he thinks that he's done anything wrong or not. Either way, I don't actually care what his opinion of himself is. I just want to know what it is.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Near the very end of the Twitter space, before they gave their like final words, because Papa Gut did come in at the end and they were talking for ages, and obviously nobody really wanted to interrupt that, although moderators had to be brought in because they just kept speaking over each other. It was a mess. But yeah, at the very end of that, like, I asked because I was genuinely curious as to his explanation of this, because like I said, to me, just saying you look like a P3DO, that's not like a joke, not in like, because I do, like, I am one of those people that believe that you can joke about almost anything, but it's not that I'm saying like this is just a horrible thing to say. I just don't see why it's funny. Like, surely a joke is supposed to be funny. Like, where's the funny part? Where's the humor? So I asked Def Noodles, what makes this a joke? and he actually did manage to answer that question.
Could I just interject really quickly? Because I just think it would be conducive for you to just explain what made that a joke, what made the joke a joke, because I don't claim to understand comedy. I don't. I'm not funny in any way. So explain to me and the people who don't understand what makes that a joke and not just a statement.
Of course. There is such a thing as labeling jokes. Joke, it's a genre of jokes that typically used in improv and in roasts to label something or objects certain things. So by saying like one of the roasts there is, roast jokes is one of my friends like said this joke, like they said it at a roast. It's like the video has like 5 million views on YouTube. You can probably look it up. It was at the stand. So she essentially says that the guy she's roasting looks like a Santa Claus who hit at a mall. That's labeling. That's essentially saying that he's a. It looks like Santa Claus. So that's a labeling joke. That's the kind of jokes we get at roasts. So what I essentially did was that type of joke. It was a labeling joke. So it was more on the nose than something left up for you to come up to that conclusion. But that's what made it a joke. It was
Why was that a joke and not what Keemstar says now that he says it's a joke, though? Wasn't it just a labeling joke? No, but he says he was joking. So if he had comedian in his bio, would that have meant that none of it would have mattered?
I mean, I can't litigate what's going to happen, right? Like this whole thing.
Yeah, I don't think we should do that.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's relevant to the conversation since it shows an incredible cognitive dissonance between the way that you're interacting with me and the way Keemstar interacts with you. But I understand why you can't talk about it because you have litigation. Let me just going to make you lose your case, though.
Let me just finish talking real quick. I explained this earlier to the best that I could explain it, okay? And you're free to go back and listen to the difference between my statement and his statement, okay? I explained it very plainly. I walked you through it. This is maybe the 5th time that I explained it in this whole thing. There's a very big difference.
Like, I accept his answer in that. I am aware of, like, that kind of comedy. I did grow up listening and watching stand-up. Listening stand-up? Oh my god, my English. Jesus Christ. Watching stand-up. I love stand-up. But I will say, like, I don't understand how to construct a joke. I don't understand, like, the back end of comedy. I don't know how you'd say that. I'm just a user. I'm not a developer. I don't know. So maybe there's something to it I don't get, but to me, I just still, even with his explanation, don't really get why it was funny. I get theoretically why it would be a joke, but if nobody's finding it funny, like if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it, doesn't make a sound, and if Def Noodles makes a joke and nobody laughs, is it still a joke? Like, I don't know. Tell me what you think, honestly. Am I overthinking this part of it? I feel like I probably am, but do tell me what you think about this. I wanted to add one more thing though as well, is that now Def Noodles is saying that he's going to be doing roast battles. He's built what he's calling a comedy club in his office in LA, and he's inviting people to go there and like roast each other, roasting, that whole thing. It kind of died off for a while, although I did, I enjoyed some of it when it used to be on Comedy Central and stuff, although I've never like been to an in-person thing. Whatever. But he's flying over people, like he's offering to fly over YouTubers who have more than 250k subscribers, which some people are mad about that, but like I do kind of get it. Like, you're not gonna pay to fly over anybody. Like, that doesn't make sense financially. You'd want to be flying over people who it's gonna make a financial return, like you're gonna make enough money off of it from the live streaming of that. However, I have like 70-something thousand subscribers, right? So I don't meet the threshold. However, I still think that Def Noodles should fly me over to LA to roast him. And let me tell you why. Let me give you my argument for this. Because I have no background in comedy. He does. I do not consider myself a comedian or even remotely funny, but he does. So I wager that if he were to fly me over to LA for a roast battle, I could study up the art of roast comedy and still be funnier than him by the time that I got there through my own research with no background and no experience in comedy whatsoever. I truly think that in that limited time, I could become funnier than him. So this is a challenge. I need all of you to let Def Noodles know that I am challenging him to this. He's probably still going to either not see that or ignore it because who am I? However, this is an official challenge. So Def Noodles, if for some reason you ever see this clip, I think you should fly me over to LA, even though I don't meet the requirements sub-wise, because I will learn the art of roast comedy and be funnier than you, even with a limited time period to learn it. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Do let me know what you thought about everything that I said in it. And yeah, I was very disappointed, and I don't know if I'm ever gonna get a straight answer to my question. And I still don't know why he couldn't just answer it like it was a yes or no question. It's not really that complicated. And you can even just say, I don't know, haven't decided yet. Like, that's a good enough answer, you know? Anyway, though, yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share. Please do all of that. It really does help me out when you do all of those interacty, engaging things. If you want to support the channel, then there is a Patreon or there's YouTube memberships. You can find the links to both of those in the description. You do get extra benefits, things like podcast blooper reels, extra posts, pictures, things like that. So check that out if you want to. If you would like to keep up with me personally, then you can follow me on social media. I am VangelinaSkov everywhere that you might find me. Also, I have a vlogging channel which I have not uploaded to in a while. It's been hectic, guys. It's been hectic, but I will be uploading to it again soon. But links for everything in the description, essentially, including the new song that I just put out. And please don't overthink it, because there was a couple of people who were like overthinking the music video that I did, which I'm not even, I don't really want to call it a music video because it was just me making visuals on my floor for a song. So anyway, just check out the description box. There's everything you need to know there. But yeah, thank you so much for watching today's video. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.